Hi, I'm Kiki. You might have guessed from my channel title that I am hyper aware that my allyship and activism are less than perfect. And I know that nobody is, but that doesn't change the feeling of inadequacy that I sometimes get when I consider the actions of colleagues, friends, or just random internet persons. Sometimes I look at a person's online presence and am blown away by their commitment. It seems like their only hobby is activism, and that they are singularly devoted to making the world a better place. Hate them. I'm kidding, I really don't. Even though I know that comparison is the thief of joy. The thief of joy. I can't help but feel even more acutely that I'm not doing enough. There are times when I'm talking to family or friends or posting on social media where I'll feel guilty talking about my favorite TV show or movie or music, or if I get bored and go online shopping, or that I get bored at all when there's so much work to be done. I spend an exorbitant amount of time thinking about whether or not I'm really doing enough to not just be another performatively woke white millennial, and that I'm not adding anything to the conversation or really doing anything to push any movement forward. It's exhausting. And I know I'm not alone feeling this way. I've seen many friends, family members, colleagues, fellow volunteers burn themselves out because they're trying to do everything and be everything perfectly. And then inevitably they drop that spinning stack of plates. Not me, of course. The sad truth is that you can't do everything and be everything. Furthermore, you are no good to anyone, not your loved ones or your causes, if you have nothing left to give. Or as I like to say, you can't pour from an empty cup. It can be really hard to take a moment and really quiet your mind and do something just for you. But if you remember that in doing that, you're refilling your cup so that you can pour into others, it can help you take that time. I've been really blessed to be able to work from home for the last 5 months, and not having to commute or get dressed up every day has allowed me to recommit to a daily yoga practice, which has been amazing. When I get into a good flow, I feel so present and connected to my body, really capable and empowered and ready to renew the fight for marginalized people, even stronger than if I hadn't taken that time to zen out. I love essential oils and Korean skincare and putting on soca or reggaeton so I can dance around in my kitchen and binge watching TV. All of those things have a place in my life and help me refill my cup when I'm knocked down on the never-ending journey to a better world and a better Kiki. So I encourage you to continue or start to take time and space for yourself. Recommit to your hobbies or take up a new one, like napping. Committing to activism and fighting the good fight are obviously really worthy ways to spend your life, but you are still entitled to joy and fun and relaxation. And those things are in fact essential to your efficacy in whatever cause propels you. Linking to an article that speaks a little bit about this principle that was shared on social media by one of those frustratingly perfect activist former colleagues of mine. And it's about millennials' tendency towards toxic over-intellectualization when it comes to wokeness and activism, and how it can really stop you from ever taking action because you want to make sure you're perfect before you start. You don't have to. Don't let perfect get in the way of good. We're just done. If you're looking for just some quality entertainment, but that also maybe scratches that allyship itch, I have some TV recommendations for you. Now, I know I'm shockingly late to the party on this one, but I just finally started watching Pose on Netflix, and it lives up to the hype. Tens across the board! Also, watch Black is King on Disney Plus, and thank God for the gift of Beyonce. You can also watch Hamilton on Disney Plus. Not that I've watched it 3 times since they posted it last month. Now you may be thinking, Kiki, those are really basic recommendations. So for something slightly lesser known, there's a series that I really loved on Netflix called Special. It's about a young gay man with cerebral palsy and how he navigates working and living independently and his friendships and romance. And it's created and written by the star of the show. So it's all really authentic and respectful without sugarcoating things. It's just great. The beauty of being alive in 2020 is that there are tons of stories out there by and about and featuring people of color and queer people and differently abled people, etc. But we still need more. Representation matters! There's also no shame in consuming trash reality television when you really need to decompress. Might I suggest Smothered on TLC? It is bananagrams and escapism at its finest. You can also shop brands that support causes that you care about. I have done an irresponsible amount of online shopping during quarantine, and it helps me to feel a little bit better when I patronize brands that are giving back. So 2 recommendations I have for that are Unlock Hope, that have really cool graphic tees with slogans about empathy and caring for your fellow man. And then there is a shop called Makaya that sells handmade Haitian goods, and 10% of the proceeds go to the Bright Initiative, which helps provide education to at-risk youth in Haiti. I'm sweating. The power's out. I'm still going to tell you to get out there and spread love this week, but don't forget that that love also needs to extend to yourself. Activism can be draining work, so fill that cup. I'll talk to you real soon.